So, the Committee on Weaponization of the Government went to New York to discuss how high crime is there. Unfortunately, crime is lower in New York City than Jim Jordan's home state. The fact that Democrats run big cities because Democrats are actually good at running the government and, generating an economy that can actually support millions of people living in a city. Large cities are harder to control crime in, but the fact that Republicans have consistently not been able to handle crime in smaller states and a lot smaller cities is not at all surprising. Republican states have 50% more violent crime. So when Jim Jordan came to New York and said, it's not about guns, it's about morals. And yeah, that is true. Places with lax gun laws have lax morals. Because we have seen places with stricter gun laws have lower gun violence. They protect their children. So yeah, Republican states have low morals. Because that's just who they are. And the Committee on Weaponization of Government has put out a report saying that they actually haven't found any weaponization of the government against Republicans. It's truly astonishing. They were coming out and saying, we are going to find that. And we looked into it. We couldn't find any weaponization against Republicans. But now we're going to look into the crime. We're going to find that crime. And, red states have higher crime. And, So they have to put out a report. However, they don't have to publicize it and scream from the rooftops like they were doing when they were saying they were going to find the weaponization of the government against Republicans. It's not at all surprising that, they found exactly what the Democrats told them they would find in the first place. Absolutely nothing. But there are plenty of weaponizations of the government. The government, the Congress, the Senate should call every single Supreme Court justice in and make them answer under oath about every single paper they have filed. Demand what their actions are going to be for the Supreme Court justice that has been proven to be breaking the law and lying to every single person. Because Thomas has gone on and on about how he just come from good, wholesome American stock and how he prefers Walmart parking lots and RVs over fancy vacations. And the Justice Department should slap the cuffs on him and ensure that the court upholds any dignity that they have left, because there has been a weaponization of the federal government against the people. Those without power, those without an ability to have their rich friends, where Trump should have been brought up on charges for manipulating the stock market, which he said he was manipulating stock market because it benefited him. He admitted to each and every bit of that crime. Where Bragg, coward as he is, dragged his feet until Letitia James made it absolutely clear that Bragg will go down in history as the pathetic loser that let Trump get away from the crimes he committed. Now, everybody wants to give Bragg credit for how he got Trump to answer questions for Letitia. Because in a civil matter, him taking the fifth, you can make an adverse inference against that. But the amount of crime Twitler does and the amount of evidence that is surrounding in the public, it's idiotic to believe that Bragg could not have brought charges for 100 different crimes that had more than enough evidence to prove each and every aspect of it. The federal government has been weaponized against the people. And Jim Jordan's pathetic committee has shown perfectly well that Republicans get away with anything they want. And it's time that the Justice Department actually does its job. Because if you start holding the rich accountable for the crimes they actually commit, guess what? The rest of us will actually have a better opinion of the Justice Department and the police and be much less likely to commit crimes. It's not that difficult to understand.